What martial art would Jesus do if he had to do a martial art? Now, obviously, when Jesus came the first time, he was, by all intents and purposes, a pacifist. He did not come to fight other people. He came to conquer sin and death. The next time he comes, that's not the case at all. But if Jesus had to do a martial art, which martial art would he do? And for this argument, I am a little biased because I practice a martial art. But think about it for a second. Out of all the martial arts out there, you have like kickboxing, you have taekwondo, you have boxing, you have karate, you have Krav Maga, Muay Thai. Out of all the martial arts out there, which one could subdue your opponent or restrain your opponent, and then after the altercation was over, leave it so your opponent isn't hurt or doesn't have permanent damage done to their body? And for that, I bring in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. This is my Brazilian Jiu Jitsu dummy that I practice Brazilian Jiu Jitsu on at home. And you can do chokes with him and all these things. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I think, is the martial art that Jesus would choose because you're able to restrain someone. It teaches you how to hold someone down by like doing a scarf hold or something on the ground without hurting them. And if push comes to shove, you can just choke them out. And they're still doing studies. I know I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like it won't leave permanent damage. They're still doing studies, interestingly enough, of jujitsu practitioners that fight chokes all the time and get put out um, more than once in their jujitsu career. And they're seeing the studies are still happening, but there might be some benefits to fighting chokes. Anyways, but for our purposes here, if someone needed to subdue another person and they didn't want to leave too much damage done to that person's body, they could choke them out. And once they go out, give it a couple more seconds and then let go. And that person, most of the time, will wake up and they'll be fine and be able to go about their day. Where other martial arts, if you put someone out, let's say you knock them out, that's damage. That's permanent damage, especially if their head hits the ground. Or you kick their leg and leave a bruise on their leg or black eye or whatever. That's permanent damage, and that's why I think Jesus wouldn't choose those martial arts. He would choose a martial art that would leave the other person at the best that they could be after the altercation were done. And I think the best martial art for that is jujitsu. In a way, it's almost the most peaceful martial art just because the person can leave like they came in if you do it right. And that's why Jesus would choose it.